Hey guys, and welcome to Fantasy Football Fanatics. On this channel, we'll be showing you the best players, sleepers, and the best picks overall to help you win your fantasy league this year. Today we'll be starting off with the draft on draftwizard.fantasypros.com. I recommend this site a lot, and the best part about this site is you don't have to wait for other people to draft, so you can just simulate right to your pick, and it picks based off ESPN and Yahoo draft rankings. So for this draft, we have a 12-team PPR, and we have the 12th pick, which means we go 12, and we go first pick in the second round. So let's get straight to it. And usually I like taking running backs or receivers first, which is pretty much the consensus here. So if there's a good receiver up on the board, I like it. If I like that receiver at the first round, I'll take him. But Aaron Jones is looking really good. Even though he'll be sharing carries with AJ Dillon, he still looks like a really good option. So we're gonna pick him right here. And now we have back-to-back picks over here. So we have our choice of receiver, or if you want to go back-to-back running backs. But running backs, they're really valuable in PPRs because they can win or lose your season. So I really like Austin Eckler. He's going to get a lot of catches, and he's going to be the main featured running back over there. But then we also have Calvin Ridley and DeAndre Hopkins, both of who I like. But for now, I think I can get better receivers later on in the draft. So now I'm going to go with Eckler. I think he's going to have a bounce-back season. He was injured a few games last year, so he didn't have the season we expected him to. But let's see who we get next on this board. So it looks like there are some good running backs left, but we still got a top 10 receiver in Robinson, and we can probably get better receivers down the line, including Julio Jones, CeeDee Lamb. But for right now, I'm gonna go with Allen Robinson. He's got that new rookie Justin Fields. Even if Andy Dalton starts, he's still the #1 option, so he's gonna get a lot of targets and all of that. Let's just check the tight ends. I can wait on one for now, and let's just check what receivers on running backs. Chris Carson is looking really good. Not much competition except for Rashad Penny, but he's probably going to be the backup. Chris Carson's a good option. We don't really like CeeDee Lamb or Chris Godwin or Julio Jones. All of them really good receivers, but they're the #2 receivers on their teams, in my opinion, behind Amari Cooper, Mike Evans, and AJ Brown. So for now, I think I'm just going to stick with Chris Carson. Really good pick at this point. 4th round, 12-team PPR. I think that's a good pick. And we'll go down to the next pick. So if you want a premium QB, you should now would be about the time to do it. Lamar, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, all of them are really good QB options. But I like waiting on a QB unless it's really good value. So I might pass on it for now, depending on how this goes. Let's see the other positions first. Running backs a little weak, in my opinion. Damien Harris, Sharon Carey, Shoni Michelle. All these running backs are not #1 running backs. We already got 3 main running backs, so I'm going to be focused on receivers now. So as we look through here, I'm looking for #1 receivers who get a lot of volume. That's what I like in my players. Dante Johnson getting a lot of volume, but he has a competitive wide receiver room. So Brandon Ayuk is looking like a really good option. #1 receiver. Has very little competition except for George Kittle. And you could say Deebo Samuel. So and OBJ, I don't really trust him coming back from his ACL injury, I believe. So Ayuk is a pretty good receiver too. I like him. And now, I said I like to wait on QBs, but if there's a QB like Lamar Jackson available in the 6th round, I might have to go with him, which is exactly what I'm going to do. If you can get a game-changing QB like Lamar, who can get you fancy points throwing touchdowns and running the ball in, I mean, that's a win-win. So as we look here, we need tight end to finish our starting lineup, but you can also get a tight end later in the draft. So Goddard and then Tanyan and Fant. After these 4, I'm pretty sure it starts going down. Yeah, the tier starts going down a little. Gesicki's in a crowded backfield. Logan Thomas, he could be a good tight end this year. So I think I'm gonna wait until the next pick, because there is someone I really like. I love Cortland Sutton this year. He has Jerry Jeudy behind him, obviously, but I think he's set for a comeback year. Him and Jerry Jeudy pretty much the only receivers getting attention except for Tim Patrick, but he's probably going to be in the slot. Even though they have a poor quarterback throwing to him, I think he's going to get a lot of volume, which I like, and he's going to get a lot of targets. And now over here is where we start looking at our tight ends. I think I'm going to wait another round on that. I'm going to stock up on a running back or receiver really quick. So honestly, I like James Conner this year. Even though he had a poor year last year and he's been a backfield with Chase Edmonds, he might not get as many targets, but I think he get 12 to 14 rushes a game, and with still a few catches, right? And that's equal up to 8 to 10 fantasy points per game at least if he doesn't score a touchdown, which is pretty good as your bench player. And we'll see who's available on our next pick around. And over here we have Tony Pollard. He's a good handcuff if you have good entrance option if you have Zeke Elliott. And Goder is still there, which is very nice, and Tonian too. So if I like Goder a lot, but I'm not sure what the situation with Zach Ertz is yet. So I might go with Tonian for now. Even though he's probably gonna regress after this big year, I don't think he's gonna regress much. He's still gonna be a mid-tier #1 tight end in fantasy, I believe. And wide receiver, I'm really liking Corey Davis this year. He's the #1 receiver in New York. I don't know why he's ranked so low. He almost had a 1,000-yard season last year. He's gonna have a really good season this year, I think. Probably top 20, top 25 fantasy production at least. That's what I think. And we'll see who's available in our next go around. Still good running backs. The New York Jets running back room is one I would monitor. They got a few running backs. They got Tevin Coleman. They have this new rookie, I think, Michael Carter, I think his name was, and they have Michael Perrine. So Tevin Coleman is the most experienced out of all of them, which would be a really good pick because I think he'll start off the year starting. But then you also have Nelson Aguilar, who I think is going to have his best career year on the Patriots. So I would look for those two. But for right now, I'm going to go with Tevin Coleman. Even though there is a Rashad Penny up here, I'm not going to pick him just yet. Because, even though he is a handcuff to Chris Carson, I think I have really good running back depth. And I don't think Chris Carson gets injured that easily. So I'm going to stay away from Rashad Penny for now. So right here, I need a backup QB, a backup tight end. I like getting backups for all my positions, and I need a defense and a kicker. So let's just go around. We don't really need a premium backup QB. Kirk Cousins would do. Trevor Lawrence would do. Anybody like that would pretty much do. So let's see who's a backup tight end. Noah Fant is a really good backup tight end at this point. I can wait on a defense for now. I don't like picking defenses pretty early. So I can go with Noah Fant. If he has a breakout year and Tonian is doing bad, Fant would just slot in right there. Of course, this is a mock draft, so it really won't matter, but this is how I would build my team this year. And Troutman is also a good sleeper option if you're picking, like a 16-man league and you want a sleeper. Troutman is a really good sleeper. I also love Mike Davis as a sleeper, even though he's been way off the board. Now we need a backup QB. Stafford is still there, so I'm just going to take Stafford as a backup, which is a great backup option. And then as a defense, I still get the Washington football team defense. And now we just have to pick a kicker, and that's going to be it for this draft. So we're about rounding up this draft. So far, very good running backs in my opinion for the place we picked out. Aaron Jones, Austin Eckler, I think they're all both going to be borderline RB1s. Chris Carson, top RB2, I think. And let's just see our kickers. Robbie Gould, easy as that. And they rated us at 86 out of 100, but I think this is a pretty good draft. As you can see, we got Lamar Jackson, top 5 fantasy quarterback this year. Our running back room's pretty good. 2 borderline RB1s, right? We got a top 10 receiver in Allen Robinson. Ayuk's a good receiver too, I think. Tanyan, mid-tier receiver 1, I like it. Chris Carson's probably one of the best flexes on the board. And Washington football team defense, always a good defense. Not a bad kicker. Cortland Sutton, love him this year. James Conner, really good backup running back. I love Corey Davis too. Tevin Coleman, good situation to monitor. Noah Fant, not a bad tight end. And Matthew Stafford to end it off. So I think we had a pretty good draft. So obviously, there's some places we could improve. Like even though Brandon Ayuk, I love him as receiver too. We could have got see this team right here, Stephon Diggs too. We could have got a better receiver too, a little bit. But other than that, I love this draft. I think this would be a fantasy, based on projections, I think this would be a fantasy league winning draft.